Oh wow, that's my reaction as of right now regarding a recent update and news regarding Avalanche. And the reason why is because supposedly the second Avalanche ETF on NASDAQ just went live. Now, nothing I say is financial advice. However, let's think about this. We already saw VanEck Avalanche ETF, right? That's on NASDAQ. And now we have a second one, which is Grayscale's Avalanche ETF. And yeah, you heard that right. I'm talking about Grayscale here. Grayscale is so massive. That's the thing. Keep in mind, if I, do a little bit of research, I suppose, when it comes to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, how much do they have in that, right? They have approximately 156,000 Bitcoin, in which case is around $11 billion in terms of value as of right now. Again, assuming the current value of Bitcoin, and we kind of times that by around 156,000 Bitcoin. But yeah, besides that point, that shows, I think, the scale of something like Grayscale, which, kind of rhymes a little bit. I think this right here is very impressive. Now, people like to say, okay, so now there's the Van Eck Avalanche ETF, there's the Grayscale Avalanche ETF. They're both on NASDAQ, but why is Avalanche still, around $10? Basically, it's not even at $10. The thing is this, that type of stuff right there may not matter right now, but take a look at what the Bitcoin ETF did for Bitcoin historically, right? Take a look at the Ethereum ETF. So it's not like it's useless. It could matter later if the market were to pick up again. This is just the way I take a look at it. And keep in mind, we didn't see this back then when it comes to Avalanche, right? But actually, AVAX, its native token, did way better back then. The reason why, I think, is because the sentiment was better back then. But I feel like as of right now, Avalanche, to me, feels like it's improved. I feel like now there's more, I guess, opportunities for institutional adoption. But then at the same time, it's lower. But am I going to complain about that? The answer is no, because keep in mind, AVAX, right? Slightly over a year ago, it was around $52. So we're basically over 5 times lower than that as of right now. For simplicity's sake, I'll just say 5 times approximately lower than that, right? If we think about it, AVAX was able to do that slightly over a year ago, really without, I think, this much going on fundamentally when it comes to Avalanche. I really do believe that. And yet still, it was better back then. But would I complain that I'm able to dollar cost average into something which I feel like got better, which I'm already a fan of anyways, and yet the charts are lower? I'm not going to be complaining, because if things get better yet the charts are lower, why would I complain? It's like me buying a bicycle that improved in features and yet there's a discount. I'm not going to complain about that, even though it's a different example, but I'm just saying. This is the way you take a look at it. And Avalanche, I don't think is such a bad project either. I mean, it's a layer 1 blockchain. Sure, it may not be the greatest of all time, some people may argue, but, at least it's up there in terms of popularity. In terms of adoption, it's not, the worst either, right? I mean, it's pretty okay in my opinion. And I think this right here kind of showcases the direction in which Avalanche may be heading, right? Because we've already seen some institutions out there care about Ethereum, but we haven't seen that to the level, I guess, when it comes to something like Avalanche. We've seen it to a certain extent when it comes to Solana, and also we've seen like the adoption of the BNB chain and stuff like that. Also, to a certain extent, we've seen kind of the impressive adoption to a certain degree when it comes to Cardano. But now we're beginning to see something like Avalanche, right? So I do like seeing this because I'm already a fan of Avalanche anyways. Yes, Solana is more popular, but it doesn't make Avalanche obsolete. It's like, for instance, in the world of cars, for instance, right? Is there only one car brand? No. There's a bunch. There's Rivian, but there's also Nissan. There's also Toyota and all this. So I'm saying, like, it's not only just one brand that could exist, right? I feel like there's maybe multiple options. So when it comes to the space of layer 1 blockchains, yes, the competition is fierce. Yes, there's a lot of options. But when it comes to only one, I don't think so. I don't think there's only just going to be one thing that kind of dominates and then the rest can't really do anything at all. I don't agree with that because yes, Ethereum is more popular. Yes, Solana is more popular, but still we're seeing some adoption as well when it comes to Avalanche. So I do still like seeing this. I mean, one may be the biggest, but it doesn't mean the rest can't compete at all, right? That's the way you take a look at it. But yeah, besides that point though, if I take a look at something like Avalanche as of right now, I'm still dollar cost averaging once a month when it comes to AVAX, but I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But here's the thing. Some people like to ask me, am I concerned if we don't see a hypothetical altcoin season? Well, I'm not concerned. The reason why is because if let's say we never see an altcoin season for whatever reason during the cycle, and let's say for whatever reason, AVAX, or should I say just the sentiment when it comes to altcoins overall, were to kind of return back to late 2024, early 2025 levels, if let's say it just did that, and I don't think that moment was an altcoin season, by the way, but let's say it just returned back to that, I'm already going to Sizzler. That's the way to take a look at it. It's already a going to Applebee's type of moment for me. The reason why is because, again, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, we're less than $10 as of right now. We saw around $50 back then, just slightly over a year ago in December 2024. So if it could just go back to that, we're around 5 times lower than that already when it comes to AVAX. I don't need an altcoin season. If it could just go back to that point, I'm going to Sizzler. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but the way I take a look at it is, if let's say the sentiment when it comes to altcoins just returns to a more positive baseline, I'm going to Sizzler because AVAX is hypothetically so low from that point to the point that if it just returned back to that, it's already quite impressive, personally, in my opinion, in my mind. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. Just because AVAX had such a major pullback. If AVAX from like around $50 just went to like 30 or even like 25 or something, then if it just goes back to $50 or whatever, it's not that impressive, right? I mean, it's nothing I'd be so happy about, but if it's like from right now to that, oh, I'm going to Sizzler. That's the way to take a look at it. Wow, that's the way I just view it. If it could do that, it doesn't mean it could. We'll wait and see. I mean, I can't control this. Keep in mind, when it comes to AVAX, it has around 160,000 holders. I can't do anything about this. What can I do? I'm just one person. There's literally around 160,000 other individuals holding not only just me, right? I mean, other than me, I should say. Like, I can't do anything about this. AVAX has a market cap of around 4 billion. What can I do? I can't wave some magic wand and do this and do that. I can't do that. I'm not Harry Potter, right? I can't do any of this type of stuff. However, there's only one thing I can control though, and that's myself. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm still holding, I'm still dollar cost averaging, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, I don't have to do this. Like, it's not a requirement for me to do this, right? I mean, I could leave, but I don't want to. This is just my mindset. But I'm just saying, when it comes to this space overall, there's no requirement for me to be here. Like, I don't have to be here, but I'm voluntarily choosing to do so because I want to be here, and I'm also a little bit curious as to what could happen. And also, some people are, telling me, right, am I concerned holding this long when it comes to AVAX? The answer is no, because what is my time limit? I mean, there's kind of no time limit, right? I mean, basically, if I really wanted to, I could hold for the next 5, 10, 15 years. It's possible. It's a bit extreme, but I'm just saying, like, what is the time limit? It's not like there's a countdown timer that I have to leave at a certain moment. That doesn't seem to be the case. So if I'm just holding, why is that like a stress on my life? It's actually not. This is my point of view. Like, by me holding, it doesn't cause any sort of extra concern for me, right? This is just my mindset. It's like, for instance, if I plant a tree, the thing is, of course, I water the tree. I try to take the best care of it possible. But ultimately, it's a background activity, right? If I hang out, if I just, eat out with my friends or something like that, it's something that happens as an accessory to my life. It's like a background activity. However, of course, I'm going to be still thinking about that, right? I'm still going to be thinking about the well-being of the tree. But at the same time, it's like something that happens in addition to my life. That's the thing. So when it comes to this space, by me holding, it's not a concern because it's like, okay, whether I'm in this space or not, I'm still going to have to live my life anyways, right? So I like to be holding as opposed to not. This is the way you take a look at it. It's like, for instance, whether I plant the tree in my backyard or not, I'm still going to have to be living my life. But I like to plant the tree because I like having a tree. That's the way you take a look at it. Personally, in my mind, I just kind of treat it like that. But even besides that point, though, this is just kind of my outlook when it comes to, the current situation that we're seeing as of right now. But at the same time, I just don't want to give up. And this is just my mindset. But I just thought it was pretty cool that I saw the second Avalanche ETF go live on NASDAQ, which the first one, of course, was the Van Eck Avalanche ETF, and now we have the Grayscale Avalanche ETF. This is pretty cool to me, but I'll be sure to make more updates when it comes to Avalanche, so hopefully I'll stay tuned for that. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Mali the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.